Sony just released a complete line of wireless speakers. The names are very difficult to remember because they're just a bunch of letters and numbers in line, and they don't really call it any particular name. It's just Sony wireless speaker. This one in question is a recent release, and it's called the SRS-XB13. Don't worry about remembering that, it just is a Sony wireless speaker. But this one is spouting a couple things: that it has a 16-hour battery life, it's waterproofed and dustproof, and it has a multi-way strap. It also has sound diffusion processor on board, which has very spacious sound even on little compact speakers. As you can see here, they do have quite a bit of space in the canister itself for bass, because bass typically requires a box of some sort. You put a speaker in a box, air gets to move around, and that's how it kind of works. The strap is super high quality, and you get these very nice buttons on there. The bottom also has a rubber stopper, so it will stand up and not waddle around and fall over as you're entertaining guests at the picnic table at your local barbecue. Today we have the Sony wireless speaker and one of the latest smartphones, the Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. Yes, I know Sony releases 2 flagships a year, so by the time I bought this, it was completely out of date. So let's just see how this all works. We have the unit itself here, and I would assume you just press and hold the power button to turn it on. That was easy enough. Now that that's there, we have to go to the Bluetooth settings of our phone. Once it has connected, there you go. And actually, it monitors the battery life of this on your phone. So as you can see right here, it actually shows that this has 50% battery left before you have to charge it. Now, there is no wireless charging on this or anything like that, which would have been cool. You can put it on a wireless stand and it'll just kind of get energy from that, but it is USB-C, so you don't have to worry about that. It's not some proprietary plug. You don't need a wall adapter with an AC current or anything like that. It's just a USB-C cable. While you're here, you can go into your phone and tell it what you do and do not want it to do. For example, if you just want music, you just click music. If you don't want it to pick up your phone calls or media audio, you have embarrassing messages or a very strange phone call that comes in, you don't want your party guest listening to it, you can turn these off or on respectively like that. You can also forget the unit and disconnect the unit altogether. You can also click up here if you want to rename it. I would recommend, because these are such difficult model names, that you just leave it the way it is, because then you can discern from your other devices that you have. From here, we can start playing audio on it right away.
I'm not rich, I'm not a witch, I just work from 9 to 5. No need to worry, don't feel so sorry. I love hearing my favorite tunes, jazz and a bossa nova.
My goodness, this thing is bassy. It moves around quite a bit. If it didn't have this rubber stopper on the bottom, I would be definitely sure this would rattle around. It has a lot of power behind it. It actually did shake in my hands pretty drastically. The sound is very good. Extremely good, and we put on a royalty-free FLAC file just so we get as raw of an audio experience as we can. The actual phone itself can't shoot out lossless audio like a Hisense Touch can, because it's not a hi-fi music player, but with this you get some very nice sound. This thing is a tight little package. The exterior does leave a little bit of fingerprinting. As you see, it is not textured by any stretch of the imagination. The only textured part is the speaker grill. This part is just kind of flat black. It is matte, but man, does that show fingerprints a lot, really easily. And some devices have materials that kind of are textured that you just don't notice, and it actually does kind of spread out the contact patch of your fingers, because the human body has oils. We alcohol our hands and wipe our hands down before reviews, but you can see in the short 3 minutes we've been doing this, it is quite fingerprinty. So that is a little bit of a downside, but the controls are incredibly easy. You press play, you press up and down. That was max volume, by the way, and this thing is not peaking, it's not not crackling, it's not in the red zone, and it's not sounding bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's hard to say something sounds good when you're filming it and it's going through a condenser microphone and then it hits you guys on your phone or your PC, wherever you're watching this. But take our word for it, this is very high quality. It's a good package. It is extremely small. It is a small little package. It really is. The diameter and height is smaller than the smartphone. Of course, it's thicker, by that's unavoidable. That's how you get speakers. They need to be round or ovular to some degree. But this is a very high quality sound. Sony has remained as one of the last man standing that still does digital audio players, aka MP3 players. They have MP3 players that range from $100 to $1,200. That's an actual thing. Sony is definitely killing it in the audio game, and they're one of the last guys standing that can compete with Apple when it comes to digital audio players and portable audio players. This is the Sony SRS-XB13. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. If you want to pick one of these up, we sell it on the store and we ship anywhere in the world. For Goody Reader Tech, thanks for watching.